Indy's upset.
This was the most shocked I have felt watching a finals game since Game 5 Heat Mavs.
Wow.
A team by 2011, coached, by the way, by...
Really?
Yeah, well, part of that's probably because I wasn't as shocked as everyone else by the Cavs comeback in 16, and there haven't been a lot of, like, jarring, shocking finals moments. You know what, I think 2016 for most people is the answer, but I, you know what I mean, held out hope that LeBron could pull that off. And it's not lost on me that Rick Carlisle was the coach of the team that shocked me then. Rick Carlisle was the coach of the team that shocked me last night. I understand as a gambler that it's only a 5.5-point spread. And listen, 5.5-point underdogs win all the time. But I was as certain as anything. And if I had any money left over from my Vegas trip, I would have bet quite a bit of money on
one good thing.
the Thunder at least winning, if not covering.
Even during the game or before the game? Even during the game, I was like,
No, before the game.
Okay.
I thought that they were going to have the same first quarter they've had in basically every game. And then when the Pacers were able to keep it tight, I was very surprised. But then the end of the third quarter, I was like, oh, that's a shame for Indiana.
At the end of the third quarter?
Yeah, because the quick little 6-0 run in the final 30 seconds of the third, to where it went from Indiana up 1 to down 5. I'm like, oh, okay, now you lose. And not only did they not lose there, they dominated that quarter. The Thunder were the team that was out of sorts. The Thunder were the team whose superstar ran out of gas. The Thunder were the team who were grabbing their shorts. And the Pacers were composed and great. And I recognize that since January 1, the Pacers have been, by a lot of metrics, including record, the second best team in basketball. But they've been the second best team in basketball to this team, and the gap was pretty substantial.
Playing an Eastern Conference schedule.
And so I am shocked, like truly shocked that not only did they win, but they didn't go 21 of 37 from 3, and it's just like, modern NBA. They were 9 of 27 from 3.
Right.
There was nothing that happened last night. Mathurin scoring 27 in 22 minutes.
12 shots.
Right, is great, but we saw him score, I think, 22 in 20 minutes against the Knicks. Like, nothing that happened last night felt impossible or unsustainable. I'm stunned.
Wow.
I am.
Okay. This is insane. Think about how hard he's, reconciling with the fact that the Pacers won and saying, like, it's not like anything historical happened. Like, it's not like it's just, they just beat them almost like they're a great team. Like, we're pretending like the Indiana Pacers. Oh my God. We're pretending like they're a JV team in North Dakota, a women's North, and they beat the Dream Team. And it's like, I can't believe this happened. Like, how did they beat? It was Shaq, LeBron, Kobe, Steph, and somehow they were all in their prime at the same time. Like, how did these 16-year-old girls do it? It's like, well, because they shot, 80% from 3. Like, I can't believe this happened. This is the most shocking thing that's ever happened in NBA Finals history. I mean, like, it's unbelievable that a team that's up 2-1. Just even the fact that it says, how surprising was Indiana's upset? How surprising was that Indiana won the game at home in the finals in a series that they were tied 1-1? I'm shocked that you're shocked. I mean, like, this is outrageous. I can't believe how much people just don't respect this Indiana team. I mean, it's especially as you see, I can understand if you slept on them throughout the regular season and whatnot, especially for these guys, myself included. Like, it's hard to watch. You can't watch every single basketball game. I can watch every single football game. I can't watch every single basketball game. It's just not possible, especially when so many of those basketball games are played during football season. And I admit that. I don't pretend like I watch every single basketball game because I can't. I just can't. I have no problems admitting that. But like after you watch them, especially playing in the playoffs, if you actually watch the games and truly watch them, not just casually have them going on so you kind of have a loose feel for what happened. No, they were down by 5, now they're up by 1, and hit a shot at the end of the game, and now they won the game. Like no, like you actually watch the game. You actually watch it unfold. You actually rewind for a second and say, "Whoa, what just happened there?" You actually really absorb it. You would appreciate and understand who this team is. Like, it was so funny because on the herd, Colin said, "You forget." He goes, I think he said, "We forget that the Indiana Pacers were in the Eastern Conference Finals." And it's like, no, maybe you forget. Just because you don't think that they're that an important of a team or have that much of a chance to win doesn't mean everyone else feels that way. And it's like, this is the media just being like stunned. And I can't grasp my head here. You see how it says the number 4 Pacers, the number 1 Thunder. You would think that it would be like the number 32 Pacers and the number, 1 Thunder. And it's just like, again, I think the Thunder are an awesome team. I really do. I think the Pacers are an awesome team. I think they're the same. I think they're very similar. And I still do think that technically speaking, the Thunder have a greater margin of error. I do believe that. But that does not downplay or take away from the Pacers' greatness and what they've been able to achieve and how they've been able to achieve it. I mean, their defense has been suffocating. Their offense has been so organized. I understand some of the names that, everyone truly knows Siakam, obviously. Excuse me, Halliburton. And yeah, there's a feel of Siakam, right? He won and all that, but like it was against an injured Warriors, and you had Kawhi Leonard, and it was Toronto. Like it's just different, right? It's one thing if he led the team and won with like the Lakers or the Knicks or something. Like it would hit differently. But like I wouldn't say that Siakam's necessarily like people aren't opening up their shows talking about Siakam, right? And that's the problem with this series is that there's just not enough firepower. When one of the biggest players, T.J. McConnell, is there, and it's just like. No one's talking about that. No one talks about that. I always reference this. It's like, who does your mom know? What players does your mom know? Does someone who's like kind of casually, passively watching these games, like maybe watching here and there? It's like they know the LeBrons, they know the Steph Currys, the KDs, the James Hardens. Like they know all this, but they can't pick out the Dorts, the Carusos, the Naismiths. Again, we can just keep going on and on. But I'm telling you right now, the media struggles with this right here. Struggles with that. What's his name? Mathurin? Bernard? BJ? What? Who? Huh? Who? I only know Halliburton, Siakam, and Steph Curry. I only know Jokic and Giannis. I don't know any of these other players, and they need it. I'm telling you, the media doesn't want him scoring 27 points. They need it to be not even Siakam. They need it to be Halliburton. They need SGA. Okay, not someone else. They need it to be SGA. Because they don't know how to talk about a game unless it's that. That's why every game got reduced down to Steph Curry versus LeBron James. Like that's what it was. Nothing else mattered. It was Steph Curry, LeBron James. And you fail to see the massive impact of like a TJ McConnell. A crucial shot by Obi Toppin. A Turner getting a huge block. Didn't have a ton of rebounds, but when he did get this one rebound, it was, oh my God, it's the difference between winning and losing. Right? Like it becomes too small. It becomes too fine. We need to be able to say, why did they win this game? Because Halliburton went off for 45 points. Not that Miles Turner had 2 massive blocks. Naismith hit a key 3 at a pivotal part of the game. TJ McConnell, when the game was kind of getting, was a little not lackluster, but not full on energy, had a couple massive, energizing, big steals on inbounds, and then immediately like an awesome assist. Like just again, like a stretch of like, back-to-back possessions of just like box office. But it's like, well, he only played 15 minutes. He made 3 shots. It's like, not that. Is it like that big of a deal? And it's like, yes. Yes, it is. And I think that continues to be the failure to understand how these basketball games unfold. How someone who plays 15 minutes can have such a massive impact. How someone who's only playing 22 minutes and didn't even start is the hero of the day. And not because of anything that was like so over the top ridiculous, where it was like, well, he just so happened to go, he made 8 threes. Or can we ever expect him to go 8 for 10 from 3 again? It's like, probably not. But this is also when you get caught up in statistics. Because you could see him, his regular season, he averages 16 points. And you're like, yeah, okay. So he had 27 points. So he had more points, he had 11 more points than his average. Like, can you expect him to keep doing that? And it's like, no. But you're assuming that the Pacers wouldn't have, if he didn't have those extra 11 points. First off, like it's out of the realm of the possibility that he's allowed to have a 20-point game, 25-point game, whatever it is. But even set that aside, that if he wasn't as hot as he was, he would have probably have taken maybe a few less shots. And you're assuming then that Halliburton wouldn't have made another extra couple shots, or Siakam, or Naismith, or Turner, or or whoever. Because then you have someone like Turner, who went 3 for 11, 9 points. He was under his average for the regular season. So that's why you got to be careful with the numbers. You got to be careful with the stats. You got to be careful with trying to always look at something through such a mathematical, analytical eye. And always just trying to plus minus. That's why the plus minus can be a pretty misleading stat in its own right. I mean, how many times do you see players who are absolutely unbelievably amazing and have done everything to even keep that team even remotely on board, and yet they somehow have like a minus 20 or something, and then some guy who plays like 10 minutes who like has done nothing has like a plus 4. You're like, well, that's doesn't really make a whole lot of sense here. That's why you have to understand what you're seeing. Like, how surprising was Indiana's upset? Like that, I was actually not even going to do any thing for first things first today for this, because I did the herd, I did OKC, Indiana, and I did like a Caitlin Clark thing, and then I was just like, as I was trying to set up more clips, trying to find football clips for my football channel on JWL Sports, I see how surprising was Indiana's upset, and I was like, oh my lord, oh my gosh, like that's how we're framing this, that this was a shocking upset. Like, oh my gosh, they were at home. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's unbelievable, honestly. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Indiana's shocking, historical, mind-blowing upset? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me. Either way, let's get in some discussions, let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here, and I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.